Today is all about habit stacking, the general principle of habit stacking. What is habit stacking? It's like imagine a keychain where you have a link and they're connected. And then you get a whole string of them. And so habit stacking is where each link is a habit. And I wanted to share with you my morning routine, which I do probably 5 days a week. It's not every day, but it's still a pretty good habit. And it's evolved over time, and it's a good example of habit stacking and 3 principles behind it, which I'll cover today. So first, my morning routine is, first thing, my alarm gently goes off, which is a cue, and I'll be talking about that later. The second thing is that I pretty much immediately begin journaling, dream journaling to be specific. This is just something that's unique to my introverted spiritual self, we'll say. It's something that I just like to do. And after that, that's the first link in the chain. I begin jotting down my intentions, a little thoughts in my journal. So I already have the journal out. And now I'm jotting down some thoughts. I kind of sketch out my day, just my schedule. And then by then, I have kind of woken up a little bit. I'll put the journal to the side. I'll just kind of let my brain process a little bit. You might call this like a moment of meditation or reflection. I'm just kind of thinking about the day, thinking about what I want, thinking about what the dream meant. And it kind of flows together, it links together. And so the 3 principles that really help empower me to do this habit stacking is first getting a pretty good understanding of how habits work, and number 2, having the mindset of we'll say continuity or momentum. And we'll get into all these, what they mean. The third thing is going small and starting out one step at a time. So if you do like this video, leave it a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what habit stacking means to you and how you're incorporating it into your life. The first principle is the principles of a habit. And it starts with a cue. The cue is for me, it's my alarm. It's something that reminds me, that has an immediate association to do a behavior. Another example of a cue is a fire alarm. Ring, ring, ring. What do you immediately think about when the fire alarm goes off? You immediately start thinking, is there a fire? Okay, no, it's just a false alarm. But it triggers a thought in you. When my alarm goes off, it triggers a thought. Dream journal. Remember to lie still in my bed and don't move and try to remember my dreams. There's many other examples of cues. It depends upon you as a person. Maybe when you get in your car first thing in the morning and drive to work, there's that you have a thought to turn on the radio. Or maybe it's when you get home, you have a thought, all right, I'm home, I'm gonna sit on the couch. So we can have cues that lead to good behaviors and bad behaviors. But the key is understanding there's these signals in our environment. Could be a sound, a person, a place that trigger us to think certain things. And these thoughts lead us to take action. Like for me, I think, okay, I gotta lay still. I think first I gotta lay still, and then I'm gonna go through the routine of dream journaling. The fire alarm, you think, oh my God, is there a fire? And then if there's a fire, you do a certain behavior. If there's no fire, you just relax. For the person who gets in their car in the morning, they sit down, they have a thought, oh, I'm bored, or I got some time to kill, let me turn on the music. The action is the turning on the music. For the person who gets home at night, the cue might be a place, it might be a feeling of being tired, but either way, they think, okay, I'm either exhausted or I've earned a break. Let me relax, let me watch some TV. Now there's actually a third part about making it rewarding, but I'm gonna cover that a little bit later. So the second point is having this mindset of habit stacking. If you're into habit stacking, there's a principle of continuity, a principle of momentum. And what continuity does is makes it easier to string together habits. the premise is stringing together habits that are similar are easier than stringing together habits that are different. If you noticed me, I dream journal, then I regular journal, and then I let myself process. It's like I'm thinking, and then I'm just kind of even thinking again. So they're all similar habits. A bad example of continuity or momentum would be something like read a book, exercise, journal, go on a walk. It's like choppy. And the reason we want continuity is just to make things easier, okay? Like that's related to the third principle as well. But it's just to make things easier. Our brain has a easier time doing everything at once, has an easier time doing similar behaviors all at once. And that's why multitasking has been proven to be terrible. It does not help with productivity. If you think it helps with productivity, it's been proven again and again scientifically that it takes a lot longer if you're multitasking to get the same work done if you had just concentrated on one thing at a time. When you focus on similar things at a time, it enables your brain to stay essentially in the same gear. When you switch back and forth, your brain has to go, okay, so now I'm meditating. How do I meditate? And then when you go on a walk, your brain has to think, okay, let me think about how to go on a walk. Your brain has to load mental schemas and associations for different activities. Now for me, when I'm just laying in my bed, my body is relatively still, so my brain doesn't have to do any extra processing there. I'm still writing in my journal. It's basically the same activity. It's just I switched from dream journaling to kind of planning out my day. But both of them are involving visual recall, for involving the dreams, and then on the other hand, involving kind of the daily schedule. And then the meditation habit, it's like almost like I just keep on thinking. I just put the journal down. My brain is still doing the same thing, and now I'm just letting myself process and relax a little bit. There's a lot of continuity. It flows together. It feels natural. That's how we really do habit stacking. It makes sense to do it that way. Like it's not like you're jumping through hoops like some obstacle course trying to complete the habit. It's just you do it. It's like going to the gym and showering afterwards. That's an example of a habit stacking. It just makes sense. So the third principle is go small, make it rewarding. It has to be emotionally pleasing. This is the third part of a habit. A habit becomes a habit because we crave it. For me, I've struggled with marijuana addiction. So my craving used to be this craving for weed. Other people crave alcohol or gambling or cigarettes. There's that emotional craving. How do cravings develop? By an emotional reward, the expectation of an emotional reward. So to really create strong habits, they need to give us an emotional reward that we begin to crave. Now, good habits can be addicting as well. We want to become addicted in a positive sense of the word to our good habits, like exercise. I'm addicted to exercise. I need to exercise. I'm not a freak about it. I just feel better about it. So my mental, emotional associations with exercise are positive. If I go a while without exercise, I start wanting to exercise, start craving it. So last thing is make sure it's pleasing. You do your habit stack, and then it's got to feel good. And then go small. We start the habit, the tendency for people is to be really excited and to go big and maybe to do 20 minutes of meditation and then 20 minutes of yoga. Go small. That enthusiasm in the beginning where you're willing to commit a lot of time, it's not going to be there a few weeks from now. So go small in the beginning, see success, make it pleasing, and find all and link it together. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.